You live, bro.
All right, brother. All right, everybody. What's good? Good evening to all my Mets fans. Welcome to the Mets Lounge, where we give you all Mets things good, bad, beautiful, the ugly. So, as I said, I go by Ron Man Chosen One. Some people call me Jay Chosen, Jay the Chosen One. Doesn't matter what you call me, just call me a Mets fan. We got so much to talk about. So, where to begin? We start with the fact that within moments we had Soto, not Soto, forgive me, we had Tucker in our grasp, and for some reason he gets yanked out, and we have to pivot. And I won't lie, I didn't mind our pivot. Bo Bichette is a fantastic contact hitter. He is a solid number 3 hitter. But that creates the logjam across the infield, where our main issue is the outfield. So recently, we all are tuned in, we see that we're in play for Bellinger. As far as Bellinger goes, now hear me out. I actually think Bellinger is as good, and especially when he had that MVP-ish season, maybe even better than Tucker. And it seems that Steve Cohen has he hasn't ripped one check out or 2 checks out or 3 checks out. He's given the whole book, and he's thrown it to David Stearns. Now, is Stearns going to use it right? It seems like they're trying to get Cody Bellinger on a lower year, higher yearly salary AAV on Bellinger. Is it going to go for that? Well, with the way they structured Bichette's, I mean, there's so many weird things happening. Like, how do you give a guy a contract with a $5 million? If you want to leave, we'll give you $5 million out. I've never seen that, but that's because we have such a wealth in our farm system. And I believe that most of these guys, people like, not Bellinger because he's young, but and so is Bichette. He's very young, but he's got a noodle for an arm. His main thing is he could hit every day, 1 for 3. That's how you become a 300 hitter. Baseball, the only sport where you only have to hit a single one time every game, most games, and you are top notch. God bless baseball. But we are in real need, and every day we're coming up in our minds with, trades, and should we trade, and should we go out and get Bellinger, and should we keep the kids? So let's just start with this. Should we go get Cody Bellinger? Absolutely, we need to go out and go get Cody Bellinger. Now, does it take the same structured contract as Bichette? Is it going to cost as much as Tucker? I did just say that I believe that Cody Bellinger is as good as Tucker is. Has the market now dictated through Otani and yes, Soto, that this is just how the future is going to be? I believe it is. And I believe that's why we're looming on a lockout. And that's why I also believe that we're giving out these type of deals where we're saying if you want to leave after 1 year, you should. That way we don't have to pay you the rest of that. Because I don't know if you know, during a lockout, it freezes. Your salary freezes and starts up when baseball starts up. So we have to add a power bat. Bellinger's available. You don't lose any of the kids. You don't lose a Beatty. You don't lose, not for Bellinger. To me, it's a must. We win this bidding war for Bellinger. Because your top three, Lindor, Soto, Bichette, that's beautiful. But it can't be Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Alvarez. So what what's a what's too high? Like where do we stop? Do we stop anywhere? I really believe that Steve Cohen is not going to stop until he gets what he wants. And right now, what he wants is Cody Bellinger. That now gives you your top four. And listen to me when I say it. Lindor, switch hitter, righty or lefty. So you want to have right, left. You would go Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Bellinger. Sounds great to me. What does he bring you? He brings you strong defense. He brings you the possibility of sliding to first base, which he picked up well as playing right field. In the way I would do it, he's the right fielder. Soto goes to left. He's the stronger defensive play. There are people out there tradable because every day, I mean, who doesn't like to play couch coach or, you know, recliner GM? Oh, I play that very well. I'm doing it right now in my mind. I'm talking and I'm doing that too. I would love to go out and get somebody like, I don't know, a Corbin Carroll, you know, So I'm thinking back now. We make this move for Simeon. Simeon's a Gold Glover. If Bichette was already your possibly worst arm wise, even range wise shortstop, but your most consistently high average hitting, plus he got pop shortstop, then he's got to play second, not third. So we have a logjam, folks. We have a logjam. Is everybody here comfortable? Chat, are you guys comfortable with Polanco playing first every day, every single day? Now, what if we go out and get Cody Bellinger and he ends up being, mostly our first pick? Then we still have an outfield issue. I really do not believe that they're going to start Benj and Jet in the beginning of the year. Not after failing with the ball in your court to make the playoffs the year before. So we got to be uber aggressive to go out there and get Cody Bellinger. But that's not it. After Bellinger's here, are people comfortable with the young man who jumped from Double A at the very end of the year, who's supposed to be otherworldly, but still only went from Double A to Triple A at the end of the year, and Carson Benj starting the year in center field? In my opinion, I don't think the Mets have that in their bag. I don't think he's going to do that. Would I like to see him do it? I mean, look, I come from the era where you had a Strawberry who came in and he fit right into the thing. Is Ben just Strawberry, Darryl Strawberry, for anybody of that era? Now we're talking about Darryl Strawberry is a 5-tool player. Speed, power, I mean, incredible speed. I think 6'6". Ran like lightning, had an arm like thunder, and he would rain on people's parade. Quick stroke, boom, bye. Is Ben that guy? Jet Williams, he's got a ton of speed. Are you comfortable with that? Or would you be more comfortable if we went out and we picked up Cody Bellinger on, let's say, a similar type deal as we were offering Kyle Tucker? Because by all signs, it seems that if Bellinger wanted to sign with those guys across town, he would have did it. They offered him. He just left from there. They got that itsy bitsy baby park over there for the lefty, especially, but mostly for anybody, minor leaguers, little leaguers. So he didn't stay there. Soto didn't stay there. Weaver didn't stay there. And I'm not going to touch on pitching today, not right now at least, because we have to figure out this entire infield and outfield. Talking about pitching would be a project, a 5-hour show I'm not ready to get into. But Cody Bellinger is a must. Now, he can run, he can throw, he can field in many positions. But what if the Mets find out that we love him at first base? Then we still have an issue. And at that point, we have to trade. And me personally, I am so sick of the talk. I don't even want to say his name. But the guy from the White Sox that is consistently in talk in our trade talks. Yeah, one good year, one really good year, and since then he hits 068. Good defense, but we have that already. We have that. His name was Taylor, and he doesn't hit 068. He is 218. So that means now we need a Bellinger. And what else? You guys comfortable with bringing Harrison Beta back? I mean, when he left here, he totally destroyed us when he came back. Every time he came back, seemed like it was a full game. I'm good with taking him back. Cohen's fine with it. I'm telling you right now, I can promise you right now that Steve Cohen has jumped in and looked right in Stern's eyes and said, "You lose somebody else, man, I'm gonna go nuts." As well as my wife and my father-in-law. I really have a strong feeling that we are going to get Bellinger. Stronger than Tucker, actually. Even though we were said to have had him in our grasp, like at the last second, it was pulled out. If this guy didn't sign, then he's waiting for a little bit better of a deal. And who is the team? I don't believe and the reason why I feel more safe with him too is like the Dodgers kind of did him dirty a few times, more than one time. So I don't see anybody that's in front of us but us. But we have moves to make. I am not comfortable as Polanco as our everyday first base. That's why he has DH slash first base. It's not the other way around. All right. I'm not comfortable with Bichette at third. But what are we going to do with these guys? Cody Bellinger comes over here. As good as he may play first base, he may have to only play in the outfield and once in a while come in and play first base. And Polanco better be out there every single day fielding. Every single day. He could get some hitting in, but he has to be out there fielding. 2 years ago, we were 2 games away from going to the World Series. Last year, we bring in no extra. Well, we bring in um, some really interesting names as pitchers, but we bring in Soto, and we don't make the playoff. This can't happen again. This can't happen again at all. So, what other names are out there anymore at this point that anybody would be comfortable with? Any other name that we would get would have to come in a trade, which I think we're going to have to do anyway. Not just for the pitching, but maybe for the field. We've been tied to, I believe it's Nuke Bar. Hey, Chad, how do you guys feel about Buxton putting the package together for Buxton and Ryan in Minnesota? He's been hurt, but when he's on, monster. But the things we have to trade him back, like my preference would start with the guys that are here already rather than the Jet Williams and the Sproats, Tongs, Reimers. Yeah, they're our future. But prepare yourself because some of them are going to have to go. Unless we go out and we signed a Framber Valdez, a Cody Bellinger, a Harrison Bader, those guys are going to be traded for something. I think if you add Cody Bellinger to this team and Harrison Bader to this team tomorrow, you have instantly jolted this lineup to one of the best in the East. Period. Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Bellinger, Polanco, maybe Alvarez. Harrison Bader, Beatty. Sounds good to me. Sounds fantastic to me. But I know we all have a little bit of apprehension due to the fact that we had Tucker pulled right out from under us at the last second. I truly believe this is different this time. I do. What do you guys think? Is there anything out there that you would like to see? Anybody particular that you would like to see? Is there a trade out there that you would like to see? I really don't see anybody left in free agency that we could go get that would be of consequence. Anybody at all. And looking at the notes here, um, that's it. How about this? Would you be okay with signing a Bellinger? Maybe Bellinger plays a little bit more first base, making a splash, making a trade. Now there is one other thing I will add to this. There's a guy that I've been wanting for a while. I'm gonna pronounce him in my Brooklyn, New York accent. Luis Ariz, Arise, the batting champion from both leagues. Now he could play first base. He hasn't done a ton of it, but he could play first base. He might come to you cheap. He's a 300 hitter. He might push our entire lineup back. Let him. You can let him lead off. Still get Cody Bellinger. Then maybe you still get Bader. Maybe you make a trade for somebody. I like the Corbin Carroll kid, but he's on such his contract is. I don't know how it gets done, but Tatis could get done. Padres got rid of their clothes and they got rid of so many people. Why not? And they play in the same division as the Dodgers. So I really believe right now that we're in the lead right now for Cody Bellinger. Now this is baseball. Would I bet my life on it? No, 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 no. But would I say that I feel like it's 85% or better? I do. But we're looking at, we have to be realistic regardless of what we do. And I know I'm not realistic, right? I'm usually like the 2K couch guy. Like, okay, well, we got Polanco, we got Simeon. First of all, I wouldn't care if they could package Simeon. They could. If it makes us better, they could package Polanco. Somebody might need a DH out there that has a overwhelmingly great first baseman and has another one coming up this year. I think there's a handful of people that are not touchable. But I am tired, really, really tired of um the Dodgers. I'm really, really tired of, you know, what they're doing. So, you know, Here's a quick. I said this last time, but I don't know if anybody really knows this. I'm gonna say it again. Cohen's been a lifelong Mets fan. His wife is a lifelong Mets fan, even more than him, and his father-in-law even bigger than him. Salute to JJ. Yeah, no doubt. That's 100% true. Yeah. JJ says, salute, salute. Until we get a legit outfielder and a stud starting pitcher, we are in trouble. But I'm optimistic we will make necessary moves. Boy, that's my man. I do too. I think we have to get it done. We have to. I think we could probably. I really believe this. I really believe that we're going to get Cody Bellinger is going to have to be the answer for the power bat. That's paying for it. And I don't think that both are going to get done through trades, though. And I'm not saying that necessarily because um, I don't want to trade the kids. I don't want to trade the kids, but you have to. This is how sports work. So I'm saying that because we got robbed of Tucker, that I do not believe Steve Cohen is going to say, I won't take it. You know? So I do agree, you know, with JJ out of the chat. Big Mets fan, knows the stuff, good dude, super optimistic guy. That that we're going to have to use our farm to get players for sure. Definitely pitching. But as I said right now, if we spent our money right now and we said we're gonna pick up Cody Bellinger and we're gonna pick up Harrison Bader for center field, are we happy with that? Chat, you happy with that? I'm okay with that. I am. I just think that if we go after my big moves of this, and I'm going to say this for the last time, my big moves of this: go get Cody Bellinger. Maybe Bellinger plays first. Then you're going to have to dig in the farm system. And if I could get him, I would get him tomorrow and put Tatis in the outfield. Then, for small money, I would go get Luis Arias and put him at first. Or I would get Bellinger and put him at first and go get Tatis and put him out in the outfield. And I think Uncle Stevie is not afraid to do any of that right now. But there are a few kids I think that are totally untouchable right now. Bench, obviously McLean. I don't want to see Ewing go. I mean Ewing, New York. Who wants to see Ewing go? You know? And I mean, I don't really want to see any of them go. Jet, but you're gonna have to. You know. Oh, is it possible we see Clippard this year at first base? I don't know. I don't. I don't know. They're gonna have to make some moves, and I really, really believe it's going to be, if not today, tomorrow. You're going to see it because Cohen does not like to be like played. You know, and as it is, if you go out and you get yourself that Bellinger, and instead of throwing him in left field, which you probably would have to, I'll put him in right, I said, and put Soto out in left. But if you end up putting him at first because he's a more reliable first baseman, then you have to dig into the farm system and make your trade for Tatis.
Ooh.
Yep. And then salute Uncle Freezy.
Salute, man.
Yeah, man.
Wow, what did I add? Wow, okay.
Yeah. So my thought process is Cohen didn't just rip out a check or two. He took the book and he didn't hand it to Stearns. He threw it at him. And he probably used some words that, we wouldn't say in front of children, and say, F that, get it done.
Right.
And so the idea is that you go get Bellinger, but we still have a semi first base issue unless Polanco is out there right now fielding first base every day.
I just can't see it, man.
Yeah.
I just
I think Tatis is gettable. Ariz for first base.
Hey, have you talked about the player that I mentioned or no?
The player the other.
Ronald Acuna?
Oh no, I haven't brought that up.
Okay.
I haven't brought that up. I was waiting for you to have that conversation because it was your baby.
Man.
You understand? So I'm gonna break it down. No, I'm jumping the gun. So
Okay.
I agree with you on this, but because of what the Dodgers and the Mets are doing, I don't see how we could do that. Because if a freeze happens, no pun intended, then when they have a lockout, their stop, their money stops, and then
Yeah.
restarts when the lockout's over.
Yeah.
By that time, we're going to have people who are expiring contracts with more holes. But if you would like to mention the name, because he's always been one of my favorite players ever. But we would have to go like this. If this is the bag and this is the farm, we'd have to go like this and pull out a hand and drop like 10 of those guys down there. Maybe not. Maybe not. He was out for a year.
I'm waiting for the bad part.
The bad part.
So everybody, so here's my stance on it, right?
Yeah.
My stance on Ronald Acuna Jr. Right.
Ronald Acuna Jr.
My stance on that is super talented baseball players they don't come along often enough for you to even consider batting an eyelash at a guy. Right? Like if Ronald Acuna Jr., if the Braves say, listen, we're not going to be able to pay him, right? We're not going to be able to pay him, right? But the Braves and the Mets know who can. the Braves will try to trade him to the American League. The American League historically do not have teams that spend money every year, and that's including the Yankees, who have taken a step back from spending money every year.
For a
Right.
good time now. Yeah.
Right. And so you're going to look to have to trade him to a team where you can get the best assets available, right? If you ask to a man, if you ask most diehard baseball fans, who has the most intriguing farm system? The Dodgers or the Mets? Now, I know that there are some out there that think the Dodgers may be close. I'm here to tell you that the Braves can legitimately restart their entire organization with Noah McLean. Right? And I know we don't want to trade Noah McLean. I know we're thinking like, why would we do that? Why would we ever think about a lineup that has Francisco Lindor and Juan Soto and Bo Bichette and Ronald Acuna Jr. and Jorge Polanco in it, right? Why would we even consider that? To me, that is like beyond laughable to me, right? Now, mind you, I'm not a Braves fan, and I don't want to kickstart a rebuild with them, right?
No.
At the same time, if you're telling me for the next 8 years I can have Acuna Jr. and Juan Soto batting behind each other for the next 8 years, that would be beyond bonkers in my mind. Right. And I know we all don't agree, because the thing is, we're going to say, and I'm not saying Jay is saying this, I'm just saying in general, we'll say, man, but what about the farm? Right. And what I'm going to say to that is, the farm system is to replenish the big club. The big club is not to replenish the farm.
Absolutely.
You would rather have talent overflowing on the big league level instead of having talent overflowing in your farm. You go from being in theory, you would be going from being this year's New York Mets to 5 years ago Pittsburgh Pirates. Is that who you want to be? Do we want our conversations to be prospect heavy every time we speak? Every time we speak, we're talking about prospects. We're doing the wrong thing, right? Now, if we're rebuilding, if we're a team if we're a rebuilding team, then I'm all for that conversation. If we're a team that has the big league roster set, I'm all for that conversation, right? But if you're a team that's chasing another team, right, that has their formula, they figure out how to win using their resources, and we're saying, I don't want to use our resources, I think we can't live in a world where we're afraid to make a major move. Are we going to be afraid of Brett Beatty becoming George Brett in Atlanta when we have Ronald Acuna? No, we can't. We can't exist in that type of world. We have to live in a world where we were rebuilding our franchise stocking our franchise with talent, and we wanted to be major players. But now, when you sign Juan Soto to the second largest contract, or maybe the biggest contract in North America,
the largest afterwards.
Yeah, and when you do that, you're telling the world that you're not afraid to spend the money,
right?
And quite frankly, if you ask me, if you're honest with me, I think there are a lot of guys on the roster right now that are overpaid.
The whole league is overpaid, but yes, I understand that 100%.
Yeah, that's just my stance on it. Would I prefer for this team to not chase Ronald Acuna, right? Would I prefer us not chase Ronald Acuna and then just be, have Carson Bench be Ronald Acuna? What are the odds on Carson Bench becoming Ronald Acuna?
So it's funny that you're mentioning all these things. I mentioned this before you hopped on, that there's very few of the kids that I would want to hold on to, right? That I see an impactful future. Very few people came up and became Darryl Strawberry the day they stepped to the plate.
Right.
The day Darryl Strawberry stepped to the plate, he was a superstar. Superstar. The day
Much
that
heralded.
Yes, the day that Dwight Gooden stepped on a mound, superstar. Okay, so it doesn't happen too often. And the perfect example that I use on a regular basis is this. Diaz didn't want to get moved. They wanted Kalenic. We didn't want to give him up. He was the next Mike Trout. Kalenic has collectively hit like 10 home runs in 4 years. All right. So, yes, a lot of these guys may turn into nothing. McLean may turn into nothing. He might go into the second, that sophomore jinx thing that they talk about. He may go into there. Now, knock on wood, that doesn't happen, whatever, if he's with us.
Right.
But I don't see a world where the Atlanta Braves will do anything they can to get Soto as far from us as possible.
Not Soto, Acuna.
Acuna, pardon me.
Right.
As far as us as possible. That's why I said you got to dip in the bag and go get players like Tatis. Go get players that are very similar in nature. Acuna Jr. Ronald Acuna Jr. is if there's a 6-tool player, he's that guy.
Right.
He's that guy. Right? Let's call the 6-tool being a clubhouse guy, personality, doesn't get in trouble in the street, that type of guy.
Right.
Okay? So he's everything in a bag of chips, but no way in the world do I see that happening, as much as I always wanted him on our team. Now, here's an interesting thought. You would be spending so much money, but in order to get him, you would also have to get Olsen. There's your first base problem. They're not just giving up. Look, because Atlanta in the last couple of years have had the injury bug. They've had, other issues. So if they're not fully put together, the only way they're doing that is if we're willing to absorb multiple people. Multiple people.
Did you say Olsen?
Yeah.
Olsen is the best defensive first baseman in the game, bro.
In the game.
Right. So even if you're eating his money, bro, you're adding defensive win shares, bro.
Right. You're adding the best, and you're adding 35, 40 home runs.
Right.
Don't forget those puppies, right? So, but what I'm saying is that's the only way you get something like that done. You got to go get the rest of his contract. You got to get Acuna's contract. You probably have to go and get Albie's contract. You literally have to.
Ooh,
Yeah. But
Ozzy
then what do you do
Albion.
with everybody else? Albie's, where's he going? Yo, you going to teach one of these guys who play shortstop to play left field? Like, I mean, what's going on?
You're doing it with Brett Beatty?
Yeah, Brett Beatty. Brett Beatty's a interesting guy.
Yeah.
The more you talk about not wanting to lose him, the more I'm feeling that the fact that he can move around. I think Brett Beatty could be a first baseman.
I personally think he's the best defensive infielder on everyday infielder on the roster. Right.
But,
I mean Lindor is great. Lindor is great.
Right.
But Beatty's got super soft hands. He's got an accurate arm. He's got great footwork. He's got sneaky athleticism. He's got all these things that you want a what's the guy that played third base for the Kansas City Royals when they won the World Series?
Was that the guy we threw at?
Not Hosmer, the other one.
Oh, I know you're talking about. He got
Moustakas.
He got traded afterwards. Yeah.
So he's kind of like Moustakas in a way where he can play a lot of different positions, man. But the bat keeps him at one of those positions, bro.
You know what he is? He is not. I feel like I like Mauricio and he is like the, and he's not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not comparing the glove yet, right?
Okay.
But who are the two guys we were talking about who played incredible defense, third, second?
Nico Horner.
No, not the guy you want. The guy that we
that's the guy.
Yeah, that's the guy you want. Yes, that's a good point. Acuna is mad because of his contract.
Yeah.
But and I do agree. Out of all of them, I was about to mention them too, Kev. Salute to the chat, by the way.
Salute to the mighty chat.
Yep, no doubt.
Where are my Mets fans at?
Yeah. The good, the bad, the fun, the ugly, the cry it out, the laugh about it.
Right.
You know, I look. So the only way I see it happening is we gotta literally go out there and say, Acuna, look, I know, but it's gotta be some Martha Stewart type stuff, like, look, we'll give you more money under the table, like, and there is no way, because there's no way. Bichette will be leaving next year.
I don't know, bro.
They offered him a $5 million walkaway.
Nah, bro. Nah. Okay. So I've been hearing this point a lot on all the Mets content creators, and y'all know I'm different, right? Yeah,
I don't watch a lot, so you have to tell me.
I'm the chocolate and vanilla wafer, like at the same time, right? Like what's the sandwich cookie where it's like blonde on one side, chocolate on the other,
it's called black and white,
roll of all chocolate. My thing is why would you risk opting out when you know there's a looming lockout? Right. The thing is, you can't scare me with the lockout talk, and then scare me with and I'm not saying you, Jay. I'm saying the general conversation. You can't scare me with the looming lockout talk and the looming opt-out talk at the same time, because they don't go together. Why would somebody opt out and then be a free agent the whole time during the lockout when they could be locked into that money? And then once the lockout is, because they'll be locked into their contract, whatever it is, right? Right. And then once the lockout is over, you can look at whatever it is opting out on the other side of it. Because the thing is, if there's a lockout and MLB changes all the rules, you still have a guaranteed contract. Only you can opt out, right? The team can't kick you out. They can't cut you. So what if they do a lockout and then all the salaries come back to 29 million, but you're locked into 42 million, right? But you opted out, and then now all you're going to get is 29 million. You don't want to do that because that's what the owners want. The owners want those contracts to come down. They're not going to lock out so the salaries can go up.
Why do you think they offered that?
Right. Because if they wanted the contracts to continue to rise, they wouldn't lock out. Right. So if you're Bo Bichette, if I'm the Mets and I have Bo Bichette, I'm thinking that we absolutely have Bo Bichette for at least 2 years. At least 2. Because if the threat of a lockout is real, you're not gonna throw away guaranteed money for future uncertain money. It makes no sense, right? That's the one part. The second part of it is you never know how these guys are going to enjoy their new team when they get here. It's like when you're graduating from 8th grade and you're going to high school, right? And you get to high school, that first few, whatever it is, the first couple of months of high school, you're an 8th grader in 9th grade, right? But then when towards the end of that 9th grade year, after you've been to all the pep rallies and all the high school stuff, now you're really a high schooler. You rep the team colors and all the stuff. You make new high school friends. Some of them will be your friends to this day, right? But you don't know that then. You just living in the moment, right? Yep. We don't know that Bo Bichette is not a perfect fit for what this team is looking to do, clubhouse-wise, championship-wise, all these different things. We don't know. And the other thing, the one last thing, the Blue Jays valued Bo Bichette so much that they let, in a year that they were in the World Series, they let him sign with another team and chase Kyle Tucker, right? And if you're a pro and you're great, if you're a great pro, the one thing you probably want to do is prove something to the rest of the league that they did you dirty. And you can't do that in 1 year and then opt out because the league will look funny.
No doubt.
That's my thoughts on Bo Bichette. My thoughts on Bo Bichette is not only will he be here 3 years, I think we're going to extend him. That's my thought on it. I look at Bo Bichette like I look at when the Mets acquired Howard Johnson from the Detroit Tigers, right? People are like, Howard Johnson, he's not really a shortstop. He's not really a third baseman. And then he started hitting the ball over the fence. And then you're like,
where he played. You ain't care where he played.
Right.
He could have pitched. Yeah. Okay, listen, I totally get you what you're saying, 100%.
Because my thing is if we're making reasonable arguments for if everything we're talking about, we're being reasonable and responsible with the rhetoric and bringing all these narratives together and picking the seeds out of the narratives, then we have to tell the truth to ourselves and to the audience. And like when I watch all the Mets content creators, to me, it just basically looks like scare tactic. Like, oh, he's going to opt out after 1 year. Why would you opt out and there's the threat of a lockout coming? Who wants to be unemployed during the lockout?
That makes a total amount of sense. And everything that you're saying makes a total amount of sense. But you gotta also understand that this is baseball. I disagree with the fact that we're gonna have a lockout because the owners are cheap. I think the owners are paying so much money to players that are not. There used to be a minimum, right? And then there was a certain amount you would get if you were a superstar. Now they're paying people who are not superstars, but just stars, or maybe even getting to become a star.
Kyle Tucker.
Right, superstar money. So
Yeah.
for me, that's not why it's going to happen. So the argument you make regarding Bo Bichette, I'm fine with, because if you continue to hit 20 home runs and hit 300, I'm okay with you being here, and I'm okay with you keeping that bread, and I'm okay with all that. Even though there are people coming behind you, if they're still here, if we don't trade them for pitching, or we don't trade them for Tatis, or we don't trade them for whatever it might be, we're still here. The first part has to go. Bo Bichette and the lockout can't be the conversation right now.
Right.
The conversation,
No, it makes no. It's fear mongering, bro.
yeah, it's fear mongering. It can't even be the conversation right now.
Right.
The conversation has to be, where is this stacked infield going to play? How are we going to play? Who's playing left field? Who's playing center field? I said from the jump that I'm not even talking pitching today, because pitching is a 4-hour show. Pitching is a 3-hour show. It's that because there's so much of it. We have a bunch of threes.
Right.
I don't even want to start. See, I started already when I said I wasn't even going to talk about it. So,
Talking about the third time, the pitching.
yeah, about pitching. So
Right.
Here's the deal. Cody Bellinger, you like him? Is Cody Bellinger better than Tucker?
I think this is a whack free agency period.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is
I got stand again.
the reason why I say that is because 2 years ago the headliner in free agency was Shohei Ohtani.
Right.
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 Last year the headliner in free agency was Juan Soto.
Right. Right.
This year the headliner in free agency is Kyle Tucker.
Yeah.
You see how the step down keeps going.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. So the thing about Cody Bellinger is, I don't want to pay Cody Bellinger. I don't want to give Cody Bellinger $40 million. I don't want to give Cody Bellinger 3 years, bro. I would love to do Cody Bellinger at like 4 years, $100 million. And I know that's not going to sign Cody Bellinger. If anything, it's going to be 4 years, closer to $200 million. If he takes 4 years, it might be 5 for $250. I don't know.
So you are regurgitating exactly what I said from the beginning. The fact is, though, that they are going to do that, because
I think you can replace Cody. I think you can get Cody Bellinger's defense in the outfield with Carson Bench and Tyrone Taylor, and I think you can get his bat with Alvarez, Beatty, or one of those guys. I don't know if he's he's not the straw that stirs the drink. He's not the drink itself. He's not the glass. He's not the bartender. He's not the bar. Cody Bellinger is, to me, by adding him to this, is maybe like adding Kevin McReynolds. That's what I think Cody Bellinger is. That's what I think he is, adding Kevin McReynolds to a stacked New York Mets roster. And I know he can play. I know he can play a corner outfield. I know he's got a hole for an arm. I know he can play first base. I know he can hit you somewhere between 25 and 35 home runs. I know he can hit around 270 and things of that sort. But
Carl, that's 100% right. That's 100% right. There are none next year. So my question is, knowing that they're going to jump through the ceiling, through the roof, overpay him because two parts, right? One, we just got played at the last hour, the last second of the last hour on a star player, not a superstar player,
He's
on a
good.
star player.
He's a star player. He's great. He's a great defender, great hitter, and all that
And,
stuff, right?
right.
But is Kyle Tucker Tatis Jr.?
No, that's where I was going with that's
Right? Is he
exactly where I was
Acuna?
headed.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
There are very few of them. There is none. There is none. The
is
guys that were traded, the guys that were picked up were like, okay, look, is there anybody in the league right now, Otani?
no,
Okay, so we'll get that out of the way. Now let's
no.
get to the next level. There's Otani, then there's the next level. The next levels are Acuna Jr. I would
Soto.
I would put who else?
Soto.
Soto.
I would put Lindor in there also because while Lindor doesn't look like it or talk like it, when you see his moments, bro,
Yeah.
like Lindor's moments,
Yep.
like the year before last, if Otani didn't exist,
He's
Lindor's
the
the league MVP,
MVP. Two
right?
strike. The amount of two-strike home runs that man hit in a clutch run was outstanding.
Right, right,
The diving plays, the running back, the double plays.
right.
Right. But you know what? We also had incredible. We had incredible chemistry. We had people doing things that were just unbelievable at that particular moment.
Amazing.
Amazing stuff. Two strike.
Yeah, hey, y'all see how a Mets channel threw the word amazing in the
Yeah.
in the live stream, right?
Every time. It's just amazing.
It's amazing, right?
It is simply amazing. But you know what? If they do that, I remember going to I told you I went to the game with my sisters and my new brother-in-law. My new brother-in-law is from Canada originally. I keep telling them, I made a joke. My father got really mad. I'm not even gonna say it on here. But went to the game and the parking was like $40, right? And I was like, damn, bro. That's why I park underneath the parkway. That's why I park on, in the back shacks.
Right.
Like I ain't scared. You know what I mean? Like we going over there. I'm not doing that. Right? I had one of the best sandwiches I ever had in my life with Kevin over at that thing. Kevin, them sandwiches were like $300. You had to lease it like a car to get that. It was nuts. Right? So the point is that the more we do this, the more we go and spend ace money or superstar money on stars, because I still believe in my heart right now, and people I agree completely, Carl, that people like Cody Bellinger is a guy who hits 30 home runs, 100 RBIs, steals you 20 bags, can play multiple positions. To me, it's a star. You're a star.
Okay.
But you're not worth $50 million. There's maybe two people. There's one person in the league that's worth that much money. And then after that, we'll go to 40. And there's about 20 people in the league that might get that, maybe even 10.
Okay.
All right. So if they're chasing Cody Bellinger no matter whether we like it or not, whether we think it's a great move, whether it's it's a like you said, it's a web season, whatever it is. Yep, we ain't getting him. He just signed. He's the face over there, especially now that Bo's gone. You can forget
Yeah.
Guerrero, and I would have loved Guerrero. Listen, as much as I like the Bo move, because I think Bo is even better than Tucker.
Right.
Right? Because Bo could hit. What, Tucker had 22 home runs last year? I think Bo had 25. And he hit 311.
Yeah. And in fairness, though, Tucker is coming off an injury. So we expect all his numbers to be at least 15 to 20% better. Right. And that's a lot, by the way.
Right. Wasn't Bo also, though?
Bo was also hurt. You're right.
Yes. So kudos to both of them for doing that. Maybe, but I have seen Tucker hit 30 plus home runs. So I agree, I understand where you're heading with that.
Right.
They're gonna go after a guy who once upon a time hit 343, got hurt himself.
Right.
Automatically, right there, that tells me I'm not paying you $50 million. You've been hurt before.
Right.
The only person that's been hurt before for the whole year, actually, that I would go after and give a chance to is the guy that you like. Look at the smile. Look at the smile. Hey, but man, he ain't never coming over here.
You're doing me proud. You're making me proud.
We never come over here. Unless we say we're also taking Olsen.
One of the things for real that I think we should consider about the Bo Bichette thing and the Cody Bellinger thing is Bo Bichette hit 380 with runners in scoring position.
I think it was the highest. Did he have the highest in the league?
Yeah, it was like 384.
Yeah, he was the highest in the league with risk. Yep. Right.
And so the Cody Bellinger thing, I know Carson Bench is not Cody Bellinger. And maybe that's part of the reason why I'm having second thoughts about Bellinger. Right. That's probably the main reason why I'm having second thoughts about Bellinger, bro. But man, if we can get an outfielder, and if we can get it without blocking the kids, man, I'd love it. And listen, right. Exactly. I know it seems like I'm jumping on both sides of the conversation at the same time. I really don't want to, but because the thing is, how do I say Cody Bellinger is not worth it? Then pick up Tatis Jr.'s contract. Well, Tatis Jr. makes like $10 million, $15 million less than what Cody Bellinger is going to make.
Yep.
Like I think Tatis Jr. is going to make what, 32 million, 29 million, something.
I'll look for it, but yeah, that's in the range.
Yeah, and then yeah.
By the way, congrats to Beltran. By the way.
Yeah, congrats to Beltran. Is he wearing the Mets hat into the Hall of Fame?
In this picture, it looks like. They have him in a Mets uniform in the picture.
Okay.
I'll find that out. But I'm going to find that out in the meantime. But I still believe that we are going to have to dip in the bag to go get a real number 4 hitter, and they're still going to also play around, because either way we're gonna lose some kids regardless.
I would, man. You know what? How about this?
Unless
How
they get
about we,
Luis Ariz and they put him at first.
or how about we? How about we just do this? How about we trade Acuna and something for Stephen Kwan to play the best defensive left field in the game, and then platoon Benj and Tyrone Taylor in center. That way we can save money and place it all in pitching.
Okay, tell me who's hitting fourth.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
You got it.
Because I don't want Cody Bellinger batting fourth, bro. I'd prefer Bo Bichette batting fourth if Bellinger was here. Right, because the thing is, with runners in scoring position, I'd rather have more ducks on the pond for Bo than ducks on the pond for Bellinger.
I'm gonna keep it funky fresh with you. I think that Bo Bichette is the absolute perfect number 3 hitter that you could get.
I think so too. I think so too.
Especially with the 2 guys in front of him.
And those he's a guys. Contact hitter with some pop, right? That's what does Cody Bellinger provide a lineup outside of flexibility?
Power. He definitely hits doubles, singles. At the height of his game, he was hitting everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. Now, I don't know how his lefty on lefty hitting is, but I know that for a fact that Bellinger, when right, is definitely a. I'll give you last year, okay, just last year. 25. Okay, so he played 152 games, so he gave you a full year, right?
Basically.
Okay, had 160 hits, 25.
I'm here. I'm gonna grab a water.
25 doubles, 5 triples, 1 home run shy of 30, and 2 RBIs shy of 100. He has only struck out in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, struck out 90 times, 13 stolen base. He had 13 stolen bases. So he brings speed, 13, 20, 14. So he's got some speed, and he hit 272. So he's an average hitter. He is above average hitter as well. 270, 268, 307. And that's the last few years. And he played after his injury and after COVID, he played 130, 130, 152. This man has played 162 games before. And he has hit only low 2s twice. Everything's been 265 or better, 260 or better, 272, 307, 305. I think I'll tell you this. Not only do I think that Bo Bichette is better than Tucker, I think Bellinger is too. I think that he could play center field, left field, first base. I heard he was in the he was batting 4th in the church softball league. Can't beat that. So I know that he brings something to the table. The fact of the matter is,
he brings a lot to the table, bro.
He brings a lot to the table. Did you hear what I was saying regarding his?
Yeah, no, I heard
you. His home runs and stolen bases, and he's got an arm.
Yeah.
Now, what if you put him in? What if you put him in center field, and you still go get Tatis with some of the kids? Now you
Now we cooking.
now we're cooking. Now let
Now
me
we're
read
cooking.
you the order in my head. Just five,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Tatis, Bellinger. Then you could go. I would move people around. I wouldn't even put Polanco after him. I put Alvarez after him. Then I put Polanco.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And then I would put. Did I say Bo Bichette earlier? I did for number 3, right?
Yeah.
Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Tatis, Bellinger. That's 5. That is a sick 5. That's a sick 5.
I don't think
hear
there's a world where you can beat that, bro.
No, that's tough right there. Oh, right. Thank you. Then you can put Alvarez, Polanco,
And Simeon.
right, and Beatty. No,
I don't. But the thing is, okay. So now you're in a place where
there's no
now
Beatty.
you understand where I'm. So basically, where I am is I don't trust Beatty Alvarez. I don't trust Beatty Alvarez, and Simeon, and all for different reasons. I don't trust a 240 hitter to have a bounce back year. I don't think that 240 will play with that line. I don't think you can depend on it.
Well, you keep Polanco. You can continue to work out a. All right, I'm gonna tell you this for a team, for a guy who is an incredible offensive player. He is equally as horrible as a defensive player as Bo Bichette. But you're DH. So if you're not losing anybody, you keep Beatty at third. Polanco has to play first base now.
Okay.
Or is Simeon's arm? Simeon's a Gold Glover.
Used to be.
Yeah,
Right.
I used to be a lot of things too.
I used to be a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
Slimmer. I was slimmer.
Yeah. Yeah.
But think about that line. Let's think about offensive production for a minute. Your lineup after you make that trade to finish out that lineup of Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Tatis, Bellinger. We're gonna put, I guess, Polanco after him.
Yep.
We'll go Alvarez. No, we can't put Polanco after him. I guess we could. Polanco after him. Alvarez. See, I like Polanco as a switch hitter. I might put Alvarez first. So Alvarez is 6, Polanco 7, Simeon 8, Beatty 9.
Right.
Are you good with that lineup?
Yep.
That lineup is that lineup a World Series offensively heavy lineup?
Let me think.
I,
Yes. Yes.
I'm glad you said it because I was going to give you all the reasons why. All right. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that lineup from top to bottom is better than the Dodgers lineup top to bottom.
Mm. You're talking about based on average or based on power? You're talking about based on average and speed.
Average, speed, power. All the above. Average, speed, power.
Even with Kyle Tucker in it.
Even with Kyle Tucker in it.
You're anticipating Mookie Betts to have a breakout year. I mean, a bounce back year. I'm sorry.
A bounce back year? Not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, he could, right? I mean, you're saying the same thing about some of our guys. Why does Mookie Betts have a bounce back year? He's getting older, been hurt a few times.
I'll be honest with you. I think the move from the grass to the dirt hurt his offense.
Changed him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because he was a free runner out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the dirt, you have to use your quick twitch muscles.
That's right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You can be a long strider in the outfield.
Very true. Very true. That's why a lot of people who run won't run on the track that is cement. They'll run on the track that is that rubbery
pellets.
Yeah, like that, like the pellet, because they have to have the feeling of that. And I agree very much that Dodger lineup with JJ on this one. Shout out again to the chat. Mets fans are Mets fans. I love when they show up.
Yeah.
Again, you know.
Yo, wait. Let me say this real quick. Yo, we got 10 people in the chat at the same time. Yo, give it up to the chat. Yo, we got 10 people in the chat, bro.
And we brand new.
Oh, it just went down to 9, and then it just went down to 7. Oh, man. Y'all come back. Come back.
They did that to you on purpose.
Yeah.
Yo, being something I gotta learn is because I want what I want when I want it. Is that was a major feat. Good for us, man.
Good for us, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Good for us, man. Remember, you're in a great place, a place where your voice is heard. We're Mets fans. We love to talk about it. We're not faking the funk. We're not cookie cutting. We're not doing any of that stuff. We're not gonna be like, yo, he's great, because if he's not great, we'll tell you he's not great.
Right.
So that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly how it works. JJ jumped out of his shoes. Yeah. Kev, you know how we do, man. You know how we do. You know what it is.
Look, man. Nah, that's exciting, bro. Building a channel is not, bro.
Yeah.
Building a channel is not easy, y'all.
Yeah.
It is not easy.
I'm excited though. I'm excited.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And it's crazy because I haven't even said, oh, I got this piece of food I was gonna eat, and I haven't talked about it yet. And I said I was gonna talk about it about an hour in. You know, I tell you what, appreciate that, JJ. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man.
Really, truthfully, salute. But it's y'all that are doing it. You know, for real. You know, there's nothing like being a New York Mets fan. You know, talking about this stuff off season is like, to me, is one of the most exciting parts of baseball. You know what I mean? It really is.
Yeah.
I hope he stays, man. I hope this guy stays. I'll give you a good one. I read earlier today when we were talking that somebody was mad that Diaz and that Pete left. I'm gonna tell you something. Two things. There might be three. One is I was mad, sad, but the Pete thing bothered me because we could have kept Pete, no problem. Our first base power, talking about needing that guy. See that right there is one of our biggest issues. The fact that we need a first baseman when we really didn't need to have a need for a first baseman.
Right.
That bothers me the most. But don't get it twisted with Diaz. Diaz didn't even call us, didn't even call us back. He didn't he wanted to go and chill in LA and Kevin Durant it. I know that's a little unfair, but that's what I call it. And that's what he did.
And then plus we don't know what the clubhouse dynamic was like. Like maybe they ran somebody off. Like maybe somebody and the from the 2024 team they liked didn't come back. Or maybe there was like some stuff, a division in the clubhouse and people were offended by it.
There was a lot. Well, according to a couple of guys that I only listened to two or three guys.
Right.
Passion is one of them. There was a lot of division. And I'm gonna say this, man, and I promise not, even though I'm wearing, my God versus my enemies on my shirt right now. I'm not gonna take us to church this moment, but I will say this. Having joy in your life, but I'll do it towards baseball. Having joy in your dugout. You remember when we got in 2024, we weren't all world beaters, but we played with joy.
Yeah.
We played with excitement. We played with OMG pictures and signs, and all of a sudden Grimace came back. I ain't see any sign of the Hamburglar, but the Grimace came back.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It made me feel like a kid.
Yeah.
And that's what baseball's about.
That's what baseball's about, bro.
Buy
me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about crumpled up baseball batting gloves and a bat that's too heavy for you. And some baseball cards with bent up corners that you save for the rest of your life. Baseball is about that Kevin Mitchell baseball card you got when you were in the damn second grade, and you got it at a Mets game and you just kept it for your whole life, right? Like right now, legit, bro. I have a Cleon Jones baseball card in my bathroom, bro. Like you know how your bathroom has a mirror on your bathroom mirror? I have a Cleon Jones, a Dusty Baker, and a Gene Richards baseball card in my bathroom on the mirror. Because those three players meant something to me, right?
Right.
That's what baseball is about, right? And that's why, that's part of the reason why I'm a little bit of I want to spend money, but I also want to I want to build a team, right? I want a guy when you sign him, you already know where he's gonna play, right?
Right.
Like I want a guy that fits, right? Because in theory, if we're facing a righty, our lineup is going to look, and this is what the lineup is going to look like, right?
Yeah.
Lindor, lefty, Soto, lefty,
Yeah.
Bichette, righty,
Yeah.
Bellinger, lefty, Jorge Polanco, lefty.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Hey, you know.
And Beatty, if he's playing third.
Who? Who's playing third?
Beatty.
Beatty, lefty. Yeah.
If he's still playing third. Thank God. You know what? I used to not like the fact that the National League got the DH. Now I'm all about it because now we can hit. We got more hitters. I'm like, okay, this is nice.
Just real quick, I want to have the DH debate with you, just to make sure I'm not a weirdo.
Okay. Well, that's a different debate. That last thing you said, that's a different debate. But go ahead.
Oh well, yeah. I've debated that all day, bro. Trust me, I've debated it all day.
With yourself.
Yeah.
By the way, I had an Eddie Murray card in my bathroom on the window.
You have a who?
Eddie Murray.
Oh wow, man, I loved Eddie Murray, bro.
When he was with us, he was in my. It's so funny you said that. When you said that, I was like, I had an Eddie Murray, and I had Keith Hernandez, and I had Dwight Good. Old card, it was kind of dusted up, but yeah. I hear you. Anyway, go ahead. I want to hear what you want to say.
I was all against the DH.
So badly.
Right. Until Major League Baseball adopted the slide step, where pitchers don't have to pick their knee up to go to home plate, where they can just slide to home.
Yeah.
Once they did that, they made the game totally unfair for the batter. Right?
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: when you slide step, the runner on first can't tell if you're going to home or first, right? And then the batter is not knowing if you're going to either first or home. So there's a deception there, right? So in order to counterbalance the neutralizing of offense, I'm like, hell yeah, put another bat in the lineup, man. Hell with it. We can't steal bases. Now we can't steal bases because of this stupid slide step. Right now, you went from dudes stealing 130 bases in a year to if a dude steals 60, we're like, oh, he's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like
you'll never do that again, by the way. The Reyes, the Ricky Hendersons, never again.
Yeah, because they don't play baseball anymore. They play football now, bro. These dudes, a lot of these dudes, bro, they don't care anything about baseball. Right. But the
I picked up what you said. All right. Yeah.
I was gonna say the fact that a pitcher don't have to think about the runner anymore is crazy. Right. So then when you said the DH, I'm like, nah, hell no. Put another bat in the lineup. Shit, put 2 DHs in the lineup. Bet 10 people. Because I don't like the slide step because I think it takes away from the athleticism of the game, where shortstops used to look like Davey Concepcion, Ozzie Smith, right? That's what they used to look like. When you had a guy Lindor size at shortstop, you're like, God, he's a giant. Like you have a giant at shortstop in Lindor, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but now you have A-Rod, Cal Ripken, Bill Russell,
the kid O'Neill.
Angel Cruz.
He's like 7'1", bro.
Right, the dude in Cincinnati. What's the dude in Cincinnati?
I think De La Cruz.
De La Cruz. Yeah, these guys are so big at shortstop. These guys are Babe Ruth size playing shortstop.
Didn't Tatis start there too? I think
Tatis
Tatis
started
started
there
at
too.
shortstop, and he's mad big.
The not Rafael Devers. What's the other? Xander Bogaerts played
Bogart,
shortstop. A
yeah,
terrible shortstop.
Art.
What the big guy from the Florida Marlins? Not Renteria was big, but the guy after Renteria, he got traded to Boston.
To Boston.
He was like the
Chad,
league
Chad, help
MVP.
me out. Yeah. Wait, he went from Florida to Boston.
Boston, yeah, yeah. The
Oh, with that trade,
Hanley Ramirez.
Ramirez,
Hanley
yeah,
Ramirez.
Hansley, yeah,
Yeah,
Henley,
Hanley
yeah,
Ramirez. Yep. And so now the for the past 20 years, shortstops have been so big because pitchers legitimately don't have to hold runners on because of the slide step. So when it
yeah,
comes to like the DH, I'm like, man, bat 12 people, bro. Put 4 DHs in the lineup. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And yo, Kev said, check the chat. Yeah, I saw it. I'm watching. Oh, that's why I'm for the DH, bro. I think the game is centered around pitching, and I know pitching and defense is a part of the game, but guys don't even play great defense no more. They take guys that should be relief pitchers and put them at shortstop, right? And so they don't even have range, but the balls they get to, bro, these dudes throw the baseball 90 miles per hour to first base.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like these guys, like you rarely see great. I'll give you an example. The Brian Hayes kid is an excellent defensive third baseman, right? Is he all world, all legendary? Nah, but in this generation, he's the best defender. This dude in his prime is a better defender than Nolan Arenado and Manny Machado at third base, but he can't hit. Now those guys can hit though, so you see there's like a balance to it, right?
Right.
But the DH thing, bro, like guys are so big now that you like Juan Soto would never be a right fielder in baseball 30 years ago, bro. He'd be on on first base and liking it, right? You're not gonna put that out in the outfield, guy that can't track balls. You know what I'm saying? A guy that
DH in the American League.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm for the DH, man, because if you're gonna give the pitchers all the advantage, these guys legitimate. When I first started throwing baseball, I remember what they would say, and this is so long ago, y'all. This is like 50 years ago, right? I remember the Mets playing somebody, and I think the Cincinnati Reds had a reliever that threw 93 miles per hour, right? And they were like, oh my God, I hope they don't, if they go to the bullpen, it's over. That guy was clocked at 93 miles an hour. And you're like, 93? Now 93 is like, if your starting pitcher isn't touching 98 on every pitch, then he's a soft tosser.
Right. And we have a few. We have a few. But not many. Not many. We have a few though. If you got he won like 8 Gold Gloves in a row.
Yeah. I mean, Arenado is an all-time defender, right? I'm not saying Arenado's a slouch, and he did win a bunch of Gold Gloves in a row, and he didn't just win them all in St. Louis. He won what did he win, like 7 of them in Colorado straight?
Yep.
Something weird back to back.
6 or 7, yeah, something like
that. Yeah.
In a place where you can hit home runs and the air is thin and the ball bounces funny.
And the ball gets on you faster.
Yeah.
I just saw a thing. I didn't think so either, but I just saw a TikTok where a guy said Key Brian Hayes may be the best defender of the last 20 or so years at third base, including Scott Rowland, Manny Machado, and Roland Arenado based off of advanced analytic stuff like range and all types of stuff. That's where I get that from. In my heart, the best third baseman of the last 25 years is Scott Rowland. So, but but who am I, right? Who am I to like Scott Rowland? So
how dare you? Your word, yo, you don't like Scott Rowland. You respect him.
yeah,
Stop it. It's different. It's
bro,
different.
Scott Rowland was.
I hate him. I hate his face. No, I don't hate. I don't like saying hate about people.
Scott Rowland was different.
I hate him, but him I hate.
Scott Rowland was different, bro.
He reminds me of Beltran. I hear Roland, I hear Beltran.
Oh,
we don't like him. Oh my God, Lord. I wonder if Beltran got an asterisk. Oh yeah, Chipper Jones is one of the best third basemen that did it to us and killed us. You think Scott Rowland hurt us? Chipper Jones owned us. Chipper Jones named his child Shay.
Yeah.
How about that? Look at that. Nolan won 10 gone in a row.
Yeah. Chipper Jones.
So I think the site you were watching.
Oh, it was a TikTok video.
Yeah, it was a TikTok video made by Hayes.
It might. Oh, it was.
Hayes made that video.
Yeah.
Hayes made the video. Yeah, I couldn't stand those Phillies or those Ravens. That's why I really think that we have a rough time. I mean, that's why when we grabbed Bo from underneath Phillies like that. Remember, the second best, supposed best free agent this year was a guy who had no position and struck out almost like 200 times a year.
Right.
It was made by Hayes, 100%, Kevin. Or maybe it was made by Nolan.
maybe it was Nolan.
Anyway, I was glad that we got them. We stole them from the Phillies, and the Phillies really got us in that Wheeler trade. So we got to do something. But anyway, I don't see a world where we land any of their players at all. So Kyle Schwarber was a guy that I actually was pulling to get. Yeah, I wanted Kyle Schwarber.
I wanted him and Pete together, bro.
Yeah, Pete, exactly what I wanted him to do. Sign Pete and sign Kyle Schwarber. And then you could have used the Beatties and whoever. Because now you can make you right, and then maybe you go sign a lesser player for the outfield if the kids are not ready, like a Bader.
Right.
If they're not ready. Yeah, I wanted Kyle Schwarber. And that would have been a masterclass of home runs. Imagine that 4-piece. Lindor, Soto, Pete, Schwarber.
Who would be your 3-hitter?
Pete.
I don't know, dog. Pete don't make enough contact, man. And Pete for
hit 272 last year.
Yeah.
And he hit third. Basically hit third.
Yeah. Nimmo batted third last year?
No, Pete did. Nimmo, the problem with Pete eventually batted fourth.
Okay.
But when we started the year, it was Nimmo, Soto, Pete.
Nimmo, Soto.
No. Lindor, Soto, Pete. And then they tinkered with it. They put Nimmo up fourth, you remember?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. Yeah,
Right.
that would have
Right.
definitely been it.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, I agree with that too. Shout out again to the chat. I agree with that too, Kevin. Uh, he was playing his all out best, knowing that he was going to get the bag,
Right.
and he was doing all those things. So, but he is moving to a park where you could bunt a home run.
Right.
So,
Right.
um, um, sorry.
Sound like he got a thought.
I got a lot of thoughts. I think that our game is in trading. Now that I'm looking at things and I'm thinking about things, I think our game is in trading. And that not all these kids are going to
They can't make it, bro. They can't. You can't keep all. You can't.
yeah, we and they might not be what they're going to be. They're not all going to be that. You know, they're not all going to be what they said they're going to be.
Right.
Give me 2 seconds.
So the thing with the kids is this, in my opinion, the kids have tremendous potential. Kids like Vientos and Beatty aren't kids anymore. So I do understand that, right? But these kids are complex in a way that they are major league players in the same way at a base level. Dom Smith is still a major leaguer. Andres Jimenez is still a major leaguer. Um, what's our guy? The shortstop, Ahmed Rosario, is still a major leaguer. Travis d'Arnaud might still be somewhere, right? These guys, their floor is Major League Baseball, right? Vientos, Beatty, Acuna, all those guys, they are Major League Baseball players. The thing is, once you speed up the timeline, you don't have time. You can't afford to give Mark Vientos 100 at bats just to see where his progress is. You know, he's got to contribute right away. Right. And if he can't contribute right away, we have to package him for a guy that's going to be a star right away. And y'all know I love Swaggy, right? Swaggy might be my favorite player out of all the kids, right? Swaggy's not fast. He's not a defender. He's not going to hit for average, but he does damage in a lineup, right? He does damage in a lineup. And then plus he brings tremendous confidence to your everyday lineup, right? He brings tremendous confidence to your everyday lineup, right? The thing is, too, is the thing with Beatty is I am afraid that Brett Beatty is going to be Mike Lowell. Chat, anybody in the chat, y'all remember Mike Lowell from the Florida Marlins? Like steady, super steady glove at first base, above average to good defender at first base. I mean, at third base, sneaky power, kind of hit for average, like rock steady. I
I
think
remember.
that is what Beatty is, and I'm afraid to give that up for Jorge Polanco, who one of the things Jorge Polanco did last year was he cut down on his strikeout rate, right? Jorge Polanco was usually a 16% strikeout guy over the last couple of years, he was trying to be a home run guy, and his strikeouts went up by about 10%. And so last year, he just got back to making contact.
Yes, he did.
Right, and you see him rejuvenated, right? And so the kids like Acuna, we don't know. I think Acuna reminds me of a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids version of Jerks and Profile, right? Like you could see the talent displayed every day, right? You could see the talent every day. It's just you don't see all the talent put together every day, right? Like some days he looks fast, some days he looks like a contact hitter, some days he looks like an elite defender, but you never get that one day where he's all of that at the same time. That's what Acuna reminds me of. And the thing is do we keep him? Do we keep these guys with the hopes that one day it'll all click, or do we trade them at their highest current MLB value to get a who's a small market team that needs everyday players? The Oakland A's.
A bunch of them. Oakland has built themselves quite a nice young core.
Yeah,
the Mets just picked up Lewis Robert.
Breaking news!
Breaking news!
Yo, Jay, the chosen one, we get to break news on the channel, bro.
Look at that, we breaking news.
Get hype, bro.
Where's it? Bum, 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 bum.
We get to break news. Okay.
All right. Pull the guns out, blast them up. Boom, 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 bang. Center field is now taken care of by Robert Jr. Please give me. I'll give it to you. Who?
I'm looking for the specifics now. I hope they didn't give up Swaggy, bro.
I think they gave up Swaggy, Beatty, Acuna Jr., and Mauricio. Truman Paul and right-handed pitcher. They gave up Acuna? I gotta be honest with you. Can I tell you something?
What's that?
I don't think the Mets ever really invested them. Even though he stayed up here longer than a lot of those kids did, I don't think that Acuna Jr., Acuna Little was ever they were never taken serious. Because his brother said one day, he has more talent than I do. He's going to be better than I am. He's got 5 tools. Which we saw his defense. We saw that he had pop for a little guy once in a blue. We saw his glove. And now we're going to see in Chicago with the Japanese dude they just signed. And, yeah, that's a low-level pitcher. The Truman guy, Paulie. Truman Paulie. You know Truman Paulie.
What?
Yes.
That's all they gave up for Lewis Robert?
Yeah. Well, Lewis Roberts, all we should have gave up was Truman Paulie. Lewis Robert is look, I'm going to ask the chat something. Scale from 1 to 10 without being for real, not a joke. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10's the highest. Please grade right now Lewis Robert. Right now.
He's the same dude we just traded for from Baltimore. The dude we traded for Baltimore, and he came here and did Cedric Mullins. That's who he is for me.
I think Cedric's better.
Ooh.
Yes. I take that back. Yes. This guy is a 10 defender, though. Nah, he's more like an 8 or 9. In my opinion, Joe. But your opinion is 10. I accept that. But 8 or 9 is fantastic to me. To me, you're a stud if you're anything above 8, 8.5. But JJ, I don't like it either. But what is the number you give him from 0 to 10? Realistically.
Wow, bro.
So we got a 5. But my question to where did he go? Joe, you gave him a 10 in the outfield. So JJ gives him a 4, Kevin gives him a 5. He is okay. If he gives us the season that he had the one time in his life, then we hit pay dirt for a bench player and probably a 16-year-old, 17-year-old.
Or he may be a 27-year-old. We don't know.
Or he could be a 27-year-old and playing with the 16-year-old down there.
Right, yeah. I don't know how I feel about it.
Truman Paulie is going to be Greg Maddux. Wow. I said in life. Nolan Ryan.
Oh, holy crap, bro. This
I'm
might
tell you right now, the Mets, the whole world's laughing at him. We're not out on Bellinger. He plays center field. Don't forget 2 things we need right now. A first baseman, Bellinger plays. So let's all remember that. He could also play first base. And Kev, I doubt that, Kev. I really doubt it. He plays first base and he plays left field. You guys actually all really think Benj is going to start the year with us? Not a chance. I'm going to tell you why I say it's not a chance. Okay. Man jumped from AA to AAA towards the end of their season. Benj is not coming up here. You know what I mean, JJ? He plays first base and he plays the outfield. We need both. They can move Rob. They can move, and they could move Robert to left. No, Robert should stay in center.
Yeah, he's got to play. He's got to stay in center, bro.
Yeah, he should stay in center.
Now, who I do think is off the table is Harrison Bader. I think Harrison Bader is off the table.
I agree with that. Unless they're both still on the table, and you put Bader in left, and you put Bellinger at first base.
I'd put Robert in left. I think Bader is a better center fielder right now, at the moment.
Well,
and the reason why I say that about Luis Robert is because from the time that he broke, because the thing is, remember he broke out around the last World Baseball Classic. Remember that? Yeah. Remember the last World Baseball Classic where Shohei struck out?
Was it not
Mike Trout?
Mike Trout. Yep.
Right. Robert's name was on fire, and the Mets were interested in getting him then, right? But he had a breakout around that time, and then as the trade rumors and all of that stuff slowly, you know what I'm saying, the White Sox lose, they don't do anything, they lose, they don't do anything, they lose, they don't do anything.
Right.
Since then, I think you know his basically what I'm saying is I think he's primed for a bounce back. That's what I think.
Especially if he's surrounded by people who are doing things. Let's hope.
Yeah.
I know he's focusing on defense, but you know why he's got to focus on defense? That pitching staff. But anyway, I'm not talking about pitching today. That's a whole different show. We're talking about picking up, who we picking up, who we putting down. Like that commercial, remember? I pick up the box, I put it down. who we picking up and who we putting down. who is. I still think they make the move tonight. You might see Bellinger tonight. I really
Wow.
believe it. And I would not have gotten rid of Acuna. I would have seen what else the White Sox had and added to the trade. They had to have somebody, a pitcher, somebody.
Wow.
But that's not much to give up for a guy who plays stellar
No.
defense.
And the thing, he's got to play every day. He's gonna play second base for the. He's gonna play every day for them, bro. Because
Yep.
he doesn't have any more. What you call it when you can send players down?
Options.
He doesn't have any more options, bro. He or Vientos have zero options left. I wouldn't be surprised to see Swaggy going too. I don't want to see Swaggy go, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Swaggy go also.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I wouldn't either. Man, I would have gave them. I would have gave him a whole bunch of things. O'Neal Cruz is a center fielder, by the way. Plays center field.
Aniel Cruz?
Yeah.
No, he's not a defender at all, bro.
No.
He's
Yeah.
an athlete with a strong arm, but he's not a defender.
They're calling him a top. I looked up defensive.
No,
The defensive ones were. Well, this guy doesn't hit very well, but
Hey, Armand says.
Rafaela, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a great.
I was
defender.
hoping they went out to and got Brenton Doyle, but
from the A's. I mean, from the Rockies.
From the Rockies, yeah. There was talk about that for a bit. Brenton Doyle is a good ball player.
Yeah.
They're saying dynamic players like, oh, I hate to say this out loud, Barshow and PCA.
Yeah. Imagine that. Imagine Pete Crow Armstrong turning into something, right?
Could you imagine he was like if maybe the Mets ever drafted him or something?
And you mean a position of need for like decades? Can you imagine the Mets drafting for position of need for decades and then getting that player and then trading them away for a dude that plays the same position as your best player, and then taking the player that you traded for and have him play second base and he looks awful?
And then he leaves. And then leaves.
And then leaves, right?
And is rude to the fans the entire time he's here.
Yeah.
That guy. That
guy. Big Reg Frank, what's good, man? Salute.
Hey, is that Big Red Frank somebody that I happen to know? Is that a yes or a no?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That was exciting, bro. The Mets pull off a trade while we're on the air. David Stearns, you get a thumbs up for that, bro. He gets a thumbs up for that. Hey, are you concerned that the Mets are getting too young? I got to start asking you some real questions, some real life sports fans questions.
Am I concerned they're getting too young?
Yeah, I mean, because Nemo's gone,
right?
Pete's gone, McNeil's gone. You replace them with Bo Bichette and who else did the Mets add? Jorge Polanco's a little bit older.
No, I'm not afraid of that. Can I take a real quick before I answer that? I just want to give a quick shout out. Can I do that? You don't mind?
Yeah, man. Do you think?
Big Reg Frank is my son.
Okay. All right. Salute, son. Salute, fam.
Thank you, son. My son is a hard worker, huge Mets fan. I can't wait to tell a story about his first game ever.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome and subscribe to the channel, bro.
Yeah.
One
Press
day,
like.
one day we're gonna be huge.
Yeah. And you can say you just came on through.
Yeah, man. Day one.
No doubt about it.
So
And don't listen
Luis,
to Kevin.
so
Good.
hey, so the Luis Robert thing changes everything, man. Like
Yeah.
it changes the
Uh,
Harrison Bader conversation.
I've been trying to stay away from this guy for 2 years, for years now. But he is an elite outfielder who had 1 year where he was an elite ball player, and but they would never do that. So, all right, so and they would never do that. I'm thinking of places where we could trade for, a really good outfielder like Dalton Varsho, but and they got a ton of them in Toronto, but they're trying to buy more people. I want to get Corbin Carroll. How do we get him?
Corbin Carroll, man,
I want to get Corbin Carroll.
that's a hard ask, bro.
They're taking the full $20 million of Robert. That is why the low return for the White Sox. You know what? I love our chat. Our chat is on top of it. I appreciate that. I'm gonna tell you something. It's nice. There was guys out there though. You mentioned one the other day, man. Adele.
Right,
Uh,
man. Yeah.
Byron Buxton, but Byron Buxton, you can't have how many? Yeah, that would be if you had two DHs, but you don't. If you had two DHs, let me just really quickly see, and then I might. You doing anything late night with anything else?
No,
Okay. Um, Luis Robert. I just want to let you know who we got ready. What we just got.
okay.
Okay, I will say this. I know that he doesn't. He definitely doesn't hit for average. He used to. He used to. Uh, in that post-COVID years, he was hitting 338, 284, 264, and 223. Last 2 years, he hit 224 and 223. However, okay, you know what? I'm gonna take it back. I'm acting like the guy has hit one home run every year. Yeah, Corbin Carroll is like trading for Acuna Jr. Except I think Acuna Jr. is a little bit better, but yes, that I would have to trade for Carroll. We would have to trade. You see what we'd have to trade right there? Ben, Sproat, Tong, Williams. Our starters again. That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's what we want, though. You want that, but you still need one veteran, at least a two or one. You I would prefer to have a veteran ace. How do you feel about that? I don't really want to get into too much of that because I still think that
Okay.
we're in on Bellinger. I really believe it, big time. and because we need a first baseman and we need a right fielder, left fielder,
A
probably right
veteran,
fielder. Depends on what they do.
a veteran ace.
To lead the
The,
tribe
the conversation gets kind of
longer.
no, it can't get complicated.
Yeah.
It's complicated because
Ooh.
I believe chat. Now, chat, listen, it's not your responsibility to strap on a parachute to me when I jump off the cliff. That's not your responsibility, right? But I'm asking you for help, right? In my mind, the Mets have Christian Scott, the Mets have Norm McLean, and the Mets have Jonathan,
And Sprout.
right? And Sproat, right? Now, what they also have is a bunch of veteran 2s, 3s, and 4s, right? The Mets have an ace and Kodai Senga that just can't stay healthy, right? We have a first half of the season ace in Sean Manaea. Anything after July, you roll in the dice. You know that, right? Do you go out and get a bona fide ace in Tarek Skubal, right? And have him for 1 year, but now you traded away prospects and not only made Tarek Skubal leave and go sign with the Dodgers, but now the prospects that you gave up are going to be gone also.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it with Scuba.
Right. And so now the thing is in my mind, I think Christian Scott, man, I love Christian Scott, bro.
Swaggy P and Christian Scott.
I love Christian Scott.
Tattoo soon, coming soon.
Yeah, I got it already. I just ain't show it.
Yeah, just don't ask them where though.
Right, nah, man. Don't ask, don't tell. Right? Yes, yeah. I absolutely love Christian Scott's makeup. Right. The only thing is the season after returning from a major injury is one where you kind of gotta get feel for your
baseball
stuff.
Yeah, baseball again.
Yeah.
He's definitely a stud.
Yeah,
he could be like Joe was saying, he could be that stud.
Right. And so my thing is, I don't want to shoot you the gas. Like, I'm not sitting here playing the game. I know all of us love the Mets in a different way. I love the Mets in a different way. I honestly think our aces are on the staff. The kid Jonathan, in a way, I'm not saying exactly, but he gives me the vibes of a Tim Lincecum, like a throwback guy from like 20, 25 years ago, where he doesn't look like he should be blowing you away, but you can't hit him. Kind of like the pitcher that came up with Kansas City. He played for Arizona and the Dodgers and what's the pitcher's name? The aloof guy, the guy that retired abruptly and then came back.
Retired abruptly and came back. Came up with KC. Didn't we just talk about him the other day?
No, we talked about a different guy. But it was a similar conversation. But this guy is newer. Let me see. Cy Young winners of the past. I forget the guy's name.
Why you looking there? Want to finish with that? Yeah, finish that.
No, go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to tell you really quick what Lewis Robert brings to our thing while you were looking that up. But I'll wait because you're talking about
bro.
Scott. No, you're on topic, bro. That's fine.
find this dude's name.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I'll just say this: I'm not as down on this trade as I thought I'd be, considering the fact that I don't think that they had a place for Acuna except for the end of the bench for defensive purposes and for pinch running. If that makes sense to the chat and to you. I don't think that Angel Acuna had a spot with the Mets.
Zach Greinke is the guy I was thinking about.
Oh, Zach Greinke.
That's the guy.
So he semi-retired. I thought you were talking about Zach Greinke. You know what happened to him, right? You know why he did that?
No, I didn't.
He was having some mental issues.
Oh, mental health stuff.
Yeah,
it happens. It happens to folks, bro.
Oh, it happens to me all the time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, Zach Greinke is the guy that I think we legitimately have a Tim Lincecum and Zach Greinke archetype right now in our young rotation. Now, what are the odds that we get the production of a Zach Greinke and a Tim Lincecum in their prime? Not really. The odds are not really high. But what if we do get similar production and we have them on controllable contracts? Like the Oakland A's, when the Oakland A's had Mark Mulder, Tim Lincecum, and the Hudson dude.
Tim Hudson.
Who is it?
Wasn't it Tim Hudson also?
Tim Hudson, Mark Mulder, and Tim Lincecum. When the A's had all three of them at the same time? And the Hudson signed with the Braves, Mulder signed with the Cardinals, and Lincecum was traded to the Giants. I think that's right.
I'll take a peek at that.
I think that seems right.
Yeah, but they're building
them up. Not Lincecum. I'm thinking Barry Zito.
I'm about to say
Barry Zito was in that group, not Lincecum. Barry
Zito started as didn't he start and come up from the Giants?
I think so. Barry Zito was the guy I was thinking though. Not my mind is fart juice, bro.
Yo, fart juice. It's on sale right now. I think a lot of people are getting it because it's on sale. Yeah. I got a case. I got like 4 cases right now for sale.
Because in my mind, it's right. But then, like as I'm, I'll get it together sooner or later. But yeah, I believe in these guys, bro. I believe in all of even Christian Scott. I believe in Scott. I believe in McLean. I believe in Sproat and Tong. And I believe in these guys, bro.
Right.
Like, you don't have this many arms and none of them pan out.
Right. Let's not forget, we had Harvey and DeGrom.
Yeah.
We didn't have the other guys. Oh, Stephen Matz, sorry. But he wasn't even, he was talking about later.
Yeah.
We went out and made a trade for a guy who was, I think, 144. No, he was 42 years old, knuckleballer, who made baseball a little bit fun in New York, had a crazy, crazy year that year.
R.A. Dickey.
Yeah. And we went out, and the main guy we got in that trade was, do you remember? Travis d'Arnaud. The throw-in player was
a wild fireballer that was very eccentric, and people that liked him loved him, and people that didn't like him just couldn't understand him. Named Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, a.k.a. Thor.
Yeah.
A.k.a. I'm 66 feet away. If you want the smoke, come on out.
Right.
I
Right.
love that. When he brought that out, I was like, all right,
Right.
throw the
Right.
first pitch of the game behind his head. It's my
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
I want to take a small break here and just give you a quick, because now we got to talk really quickly that this has changed completely the the dynamic of what we may be getting, what we may not be getting, as far as Bellinger or moves or whatever it might be. I agree with you on that pitching. I think that they're painting these guys like McLean, especially McLean, Sproat, and Tong. They are definitely painting those guys to be Harvey. I don't know if
They're painting them to
I don't
be.
know. I don't know if any of them are DeGrom, but I'm gonna go Harvey, Syndergaard. We'll go DeGrom. We'll go DeGrom. Let's just say that those because I don't want to say Zach because he's not here and he's still pitching for the other team, and I don't want to talk about him. So
Zach
we'll
Wheeler
go.
was a part of our history, though.
Yeah, he imagine when that stayed together. Anyway, long story short, they're painting them to be these guys. And even if one of them becomes the weakest guy, Matt started off strong and ended up weak.
Yeah.
But at that time, we still had in the mix, we had a bullfrog who was a veteran who somehow still pitched pretty well,
Yeah.
who used to throw the ball behind his back and once hit a home run in San Diego.
Yeah. Bartolo Colon.
Yep. Bartolo for men.
Bartolo Colon. Yeah.
If you act now and buy that case of fart juice, you get Bartolo for men. So here's the deal. The man we just picked up plays elite center field.
Right.
Okay? Because I want to finish on the breaking news. Last year, he hit 223 with an almost 7 OPS. He hit 14 home runs, 53 RBIs. He struck out the last 3 years. 112 was last year, 141 the year before, 172 the year before that. Those are the negatives. Here are the positives. Last year, 14 home runs. The year before, 14 home runs. The year before, 38 home runs. And he stole last year, he stole 33 bags. 33 bags last year. The year before, 23 bags. The year before that, 20 bags.
That's a lot, bro.
So he hits you medium amount of home runs. He is going to hit, he's going to steal you a bunch of bags. And he's going to play elite center field. I am starting to warm up to this a little bit now.
Okay.
Tim Hudson, Barry Walker.
Barry Zito.
Barry Walker. Barry Zito
Barry Walker. Why does that not sound familiar to me?
Barry Zito plays now, right? For the A's? No, you're right. Barry Zito.
Yeah.
He went to the Giants. Zito went to the Giants to play with. That's why you probably thought of him, because he went with Lincecum and pitched side by side.
Right.
There's a Zito out there right now who's a hitter, and that messed me up. But I remember Barry Zito. I remember him real well. I remember Mark Mulder real well.
Mark Mulder from when he played with them and the Cardinals.
And yep, really well. He had some good years in both places, but he had a lot of good years in the Cardinals. I remember that.
Yep.
Played, yep. So, are we, as far as right now, seeing that we got rid of those two guys, would you now say that our center field is an elite center fielder? Do you believe that they're done and they're going to maybe put Benj in left field? Or are they still after Bellinger? And because we still need a first baseman, no matter what, and we still need an outfielder, no matter what.
I'm trying to figure that part out, bro.
But the problem is the guy can't play both places.
That's the problem.
Kevin, I'll never forget when his grandfather was standing when Stephen Matt's grandfather was sitting in the box, and every time Stephen Matz Stephen Matz came in, I think he threw like a 2 or 3 hitter and went 4 for 4 at the plate before we had a DH.
Right. Bro, can you imagine if that was your grandson doing that, bro?
That's what I'm saying.
I just be like, God, you go ahead and take me on right now, bro. You go ahead and take me home.
Elizabeth!
Yeah, I don't see. Bro. If that happens, bro, I don't need to see anything else in life, bro. You see your grandbaby go out there and do something like that, bro. Yeah, I don't need to see anything else. I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good on everything else, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kev, I was behind every deal that's ever been made.
How you are you having any remorse about Acuna?
Say that again. I'm sorry, sir.
And any remorse about Acuna leaving?
I thought Acuna was a better. I thought that we could have gotten more. I have to go over the whole White Sox roster, because if we gave away a guy who's real young, and to me, the Mets treasured Acuna the least out of the 4 guys, being Swaggy, Beatty, Ronnie, and Acuna. Did anybody disagree with that? Was he coveted the least by the Mets out of the 4?
That's a tough question, bro.
Because he's the one who stayed on the bench, came in for defense, and came in for pinch hitting. But right, Mauricio is still here. So my point is, if Mauricio is still here and Vientos is still here, and they were trying to do something, and whose upside is the most in order. And so for me, Acuna had a great glove, probably I don't know if he had the best glove out of all of them. Did he have the best glove?
I think he's got the best second base glove. I think Beatty's got the best third base glove.
Okay.
Out of those two, in fairness to both.
Okay. Right, and he didn't hit last year. If the man could have got a 250 average last year, maybe hit 10 home runs and he just hit 250 and he just got singles and he just got on and he stole second base and he was able to do that. And in the future, he became our leadoff hitter, which then pushed everybody back and it thickened the middle of the lineup.
Lineup, yeah.
I think that would have been better. That would have been great.
Extended the bench.
Right. All those things. Mauricio scares me because have you ever seen him swing at the off-speed pitch? It's wiffle ball.
Yeah.
It looks. I hope he's working on that. But I think Mauricio is more coveted by the outside world, other teams.
Yeah.
Because they took Acuna and they didn't take anybody else. They could have asked for somebody else.
They could have asked for somebody else. Or maybe the hold up the whole time was the Mets didn't want to come off of these guys, and based off what you said, maybe Acuna was the low-hanging fruit. It's like, they asked, we want Jet Williams. Hell no.
Right. Right.
We want Jet Williams or Brett Beatty. Man, didn't I tell you hell no? Every time you call me, you ask for Brett Beatty or Jet Williams.
Right.
Now, you better take this damn Acuna and like it.
Yeah, and that's it. And you better love it.
Right.
Right. And by the way, our chat is the smartest chat in baseball. I'll tell you that. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But so I'm gonna say that. Listen, even Kevin, and but Joe, I'll tell you this. Mauricio does have size. People see that. That's automatically. And he did hit a couple last year. He hit one in the Bay. He rocked one like 460 or 450 or some crazy stuff. But I think he's still I think he is, and he has raw power, but I think that he may be a trading piece. Like if you're going to get a Tatis now and you can no longer sign, if you're no longer signing Cody Bellinger, because we have who's left-handed in our lineup right now, really quick. Soto, Beatty, pure left. We're very right-handed. So we signing a Bellinger would be brilliant.
Okay.
And you might have to get rid of Mauricio for that.
You may.
Acuna wouldn't have done that. Acuna, right. Polanco, Lindor. Yeah, I was trying to do all the pure lefties. But Polanco, Lindor, for sure.
Yeah.
And with Lindor, I don't know about Polanco as much because I believe Polanco has more power righty. Judging by the stuff I've been watching, he is a good singles, doubles guy lefty, but he pops righty. Lindor hits more home runs lefty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did love that moment for his abuelo.
Yeah.
Yeah, his grandfather kept getting up every time he got another hit, and he was like, you could see him cursing because being that he was older, even his lips were slow. They didn't even have to play it in slow motion.
Right.
Right. It was like this. He was like. He was like, you're like, yo. They didn't even slow
that's
down.
hilarious.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that's hilarious, bro.
Breaking news. We hit over 10 today. Good day. I don't have any remorse about Acuna myself, to answer your question. I don't, because I think that he was I think that we have players behind him that are going to be better, maybe more powerful, and do the same thing with the glove and run, maybe even run faster.
Right.
You know, he's fast, but like, was he 70 stolen bases fast? Well, he didn't get a chance to be, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
Um, and yeah, I said we use minor leaguers to get major leaguers and not vice versa. Yeah, minor leaguers to get major leaguers. We use minor leaguers to get major leaguers. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so we have good people behind them. Why, thank you, sir. And you know, you know,
Yeah.
I think that we used the right one. It was the low hanging fruit. It was the fruit. It was one that fell on the ground. Apparently to them, a
Right.
few people stepped on. A little bit. It was almost jam at that point. It wasn't even fruit anymore.
Right.
Um, so look, now all it's about is this. Broke some news today. Um, we got ourselves a center fielder who is he a Gold Glove type center fielder? Has he won a Gold Glove there?
He's
I
still
don't know.
young, bro.
Yeah. How
He's
old?
still he's still
Yeah,
young. He's not. It's not like he's 35 or something.
he's
He's
28.
still pretty young.
He's 28.
Yeah.
And he's a big boy, 6'2", 225. I prefer that in the outfield over Mullins.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Do
took
you,
that back real quick.
um. Oh, the Cody Bellinger thing is.
Is it over?
No, it's not over. It's just beginning.
Where you watching?
I'm sorry, man. I got, bro. I'm always doing like either
Yeah,
this stuff or the Lawrence Tier stuff, bro. So
yeah.
it's like,
I
but
wanted. I was gonna try to do both with you earlier too. I was like, "Hey, throw me on the corner, and I could probably fade myself in and out." Um,
um, the Cody
so
Bellinger thing is interesting in that now that we have a proven center fielder, the Cody Bellinger thing makes sense to me more. That it's not an experiment in center field. Now we can just put him in right field and just have him throw out runners at third and home. Right.
right,
You know what I'm saying? The only thing now that Soto's going to be in left, or when we sign Bellinger and Soto goes to left.
yeah, that way, yeah, big
What
time.
is what does that do for what does that do for Soto's bat? Do you just leave him in right and don't tinker with anything and just let him do his thing in right? Or
No, not the way I saw it.
yeah.
Though, with Bellinger being faster than him in the field, we all saw Soto get faster in the. There's a big difference. I'll prove it right here. There's a big difference between being a fast outfielder and a good fast runner, base runner, stealer. Juan Lagares.
Yeah.
Juan Lagares was one of the best center fielders I've ever seen, and couldn't run the bases.
And couldn't run the bases. Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna go with if I left him in right, I am consistently shading Lewis Robert over towards right, and Bellinger being a tall drink of water, right? I'd have him over there shading towards center. That way, there's a lot of help on that side. Because the weakest outfielder, if we pick up Bellinger, is no doubtingly
No doubt it's Soto.
Soto.
No doubt
Yeah.
it's Soto.
Yeah. I mean, and then again, we could always listen, right now, we only got rid of Acuna. We still have Mauricio. We still have Swaggy. I know you want to keep him, but we still have some lower guys in that.
But we can't though, bro. You can't because you got to keep, bro. If you have Robert and those guys out in the outfield, bro, you got to keep Tyrone Taylor for one.
He's staying no matter what. He's signed.
You got to keep Tyrone Taylor, and then you have to keep an option open for Carson Bench, right? So that means with 1.5 spots, right? You only get what four position players on the bench. You got to carry a backup catcher.
We already signed him. We just signed him to back up.
Right. So that leaves 2 spots: Beatty, Vientos, Mauricio. Vientos has got to go because Mauricio and Beatty can play multiple positions.
Or Vientos has to learn how to play first base.
But why would you have him play first base when Cody Bellinger can play first base?
And so you're leaving that spot open for Bench to play the outfield.
No, I'm leaving that spot open for defensive substitutions late in the game.
So who's playing left field? Bellinger, you're saying if we sign him?
Yeah. Remember, Tyrone Taylor's not a slouch in the outfield, bro.
No,
you may even put Soto on first base, bro. Right. I'm not saying that they'll do that, right? Because I don't want to tinker with Soto. I just want his bat.
Right.
But you have options.
You could do the Bellinger at first and the Bench in left field.
Vientos doesn't give you positional flexibility, bro.
At all. The only thing he could do is come in for DH if God forbid needed. Come in for third base.
Right.
That's about it.
That's
about it. So that's why I'm telling you, say goodbye to him, please. Because he is going to be the I love how you did that. I felt like I just took your pudding snack.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be I think that he's worth something in this league, right? He is worth. People didn't miss his run in that 24 playoffs.
Okay.
People did not miss his 27 home runs.
Right.
So saying that people did not miss that, I'm saying he's a headliner in a trade. We already have a backup catcher in Terrence. Terrence signed, and we have my only issue with bringing up other infielders, that's why I would go right now on the cheap and get Bellinger in left field and go get Luis Ariz and let him play first base, or trade a couple of our guys and go get Yandy Diaz at first base.
The only thing, bro, is what do you do with your other guys?
But those are the guys that are headlining those trades.
I thought we were saving those for pitching, bro.
If you want good pitching, right? really, really good pitching, you're going to have to use some of these guys and some of the other guys. I give you a good example. We have Diawara in the Knicks.
Yeah.
Okay, I like Diawara.
Yeah.
I like Diawara.
Yeah.
6'9", does things that could do things.
Right.
Has he fully done them? Eh,
Eh,
but he does things. If I could go and trade and get, if they said to me, look, we know you have a problem with Yabu. We'll take Yabu, Diawara, and Cat. That means that we have to give up one of our best players, or maybe in this case, maybe Mauricio and Swaggy,
right.
and
Oh, I love you, Swaggy.
Tong.
No, Tom, bro.
I'm not doing Tong.
And who else? Christian Scott too.
I did that, and the last one was Christian Scott. If we had to do that to get back, you don't lose anybody else, and your starting lineup becomes Brunson. Even though I'm not sold, I would trade these wings in a half a second. I would.
You would trade the wings in half a second. OG and Bridges.
OG, Bridges, and Cat could go.
But not Josh.
Josh
is a wing.
Different things. You know what? I'm gonna stick on one thing, because if now you're gonna make me think about a lot too much, and I don't want to do that. All right. Let's say they say, okay, look, we're gonna give you Siakam. We're gonna give you Jay Huff as a backup center because you're losing your 7-footer, right? And we're going to give you pick somebody from that team that you like, that's available. Maybe a backup point guard, maybe McConnell, maybe I would have said Toppin.
The guy with the mustache, just because for the sake of conversation.
Yeah, right, okay. The guy with the eyebrows.
Right.
And you got to give us this. And this is Diawara. But you got to, and also PD, because they don't want Coley. They got a guy coming back next year that gets 12 assists a game.
Yeah, why would you? Yeah.
They don't need Coley.
Yeah, why would
and they have another backup. Exactly. And they have another backup point guard as well. But you get to keep Dink.
Right.
And Dink might be Jet. The way he's playing.
He might. He might, bro.
So yeah, I would definitely get rid of some. I would be okay with getting rid of some of these guys for pitching.
Just something to think about.
Yeah. And I like Tatis as well. So if we miss out on Cody, I'm going to get Tatis. But what that does to our life is that makes us, well, he was right. We're kind of equally lefty and righty if we add Lindor and Polanco to that conversation.
Right.
So I would go get Tatis then. And Tatis is going to cost you Mauricio, Swaggy, and maybe 2 younger guys. The only problem with that is, how are you filling your bench at that point? Are you going out and signing $2 million players to fill your bench?
No,
Right,
no.
right. The only one I might go out and get maybe to see if we could rejuvenate our excitement might be Iglesias because he could play all over the infield.
Okay.
That's it. It's the only cheap guy I might think about,
Yeah, that's it.
and he is 250. So, oh, he
Yeah.
blows some moves.
Mm. Man, I love it. I
I
just,
love it too.
you
I
know,
love it too. I do.
man, I love it, man. I just,
Yeah.
mm, oh,
I mean, you could go the cheaper route. You could go the cheaper route, and you could get a first baseman that is maybe not a hitter, but a really, if they're doing defense, just look around the league and see if there's a first baseman that's a defensive first baseman.
yeah,
Give
yeah.
them, Hurley and Mo. No one's ever heard of. You know what I'm saying? And
See, that could just been swaggy. He cheap.
yeah, right. But maybe our bench is supposed to be Swaggy and Mauricio.
That means we don't get Beatty.
No, Beatty stays at third. He's your everyday third. He can't be right because we have to find a place for Bichette and for I keep forgetting
Blanco
about and Simeon.
and Simeon. Yeah,
I keep forgetting about Simeon. I swear to God, every time I think about this thing, Simeon is the last person I remember.
I think Simeon's the odd man out anyway, bro.
Yeah, but he is the only third baseman if we're using the people we got. If not, guess what, Simeon? You had a great Metabated starting lineup, and they're not done. Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
1,000%. They're not done. Are we done getting bigger players? Like I think we can still get Bellinger, and we need to get a first baseman. But don't forget, Joe, we still need bench players, right?
Yeah.
And in order to get some people, like I would like Tatis and Bellinger. That is my whatever. But maybe
It's too
you
late
go.
now, though. Now that you have, well, it's not too late because Luis Robert in the grand scheme of things is nothing to dump,
Yeah.
right? Yeah,
Right.
that's nothing. You're not gonna turn down Tatis because you have Luis Robert, bro.
No. Right.
No,
Tatis.
no. I'm saying I agree with your point. I'm
Yeah.
not disputing what you're saying. I'm saying we're not gonna not do Jay's idea just because Luis Robert is here. Of course, we would get Tatis and just figure it out. You know,
Right. I think that also people always are gonna keep forgetting that we'll go get Tatis. We'll sign Bellinger. Bellinger plays first. He's also a first baseman,
Polanco.
which I would love, and a lefty.
All right.
And Tatis is righty.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, let me
All
wrap up here, man, so I can go get some sleep, bro. I'm gonna be dreaming about Cody Bellinger all night, bro.
But I got some
In
pineapple.
the most masculine way possible.
Word. Because we don't say pause here because we know what we like.
Right.
Right.
Hey,
Believe
thank you
that.
everybody for coming through, hanging out with us. We hit the New York Mets Lounge record. We had 17 people in the chat at once. We hit 10 people twice. That's amazing. That means we're getting somewhere. Regardless if how we got there, man, we're getting places. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna be less distracted and try to do better next time. Jay is always on point. He lives this stuff. I think if you cut him open, he would bleed orange and blue, like to the end.
Yep.
If you cut me open, you just get ragu sauce all over the place.
But it would be orange and blue ragu.
Yeah, it would be orange and blue. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank y'all, everybody, for coming through and
Bless you.
rocking with us, man. We'll holler at y'all later, everybody.
No doubt. Peace, people.
Peace, y'all.